Hey everyone, welcome back, and I hope you're all blessed. So, today let's push a little further together. So, we are revising probability, one of those topics that can either make or break your paper one. But after this video, guys, it's going to be one of your strongest. So, grab your pen, stay focused, and remember that this is your moment. Now, you got what it takes to win. So, now we're just gonna start with question one from Limpopo. They say that at school you have learners that may either choose subjects from only one of the following streams. You have commerce, you have science, you have humanity, and there are 100 learners in grade 12 at the school. Their choice of subjects is summarized in the table below. So guys, the tables that you see here, this is what we call contingency tables there. So you see you have totals here, you also have totals here. So now, this is what the row or the columns totals, this is the column totals. So 12 plus 8 will give you 20, 15 plus 20 will give you 35. So that's the column totals. And then this is what we call the rows totals. The rows totals like that. You sum this will give you 100. And then again, this is at the rows totals. You sum 50 will give you what? 100. And this 100 here, this is the overall total. Understand? So now, they say that calculate the probability that a learner chosen at a random from this group is a girl. So what is this is the rows of what of girls. The overall total or the total for girls, you have how many? You have 50 out of what? Out of 100. So that's the probability. Remember, probability has to be expressed as what? As a ratio, guys. So meaning that probability is something like this. Probability is equals to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. The favorable outcomes here is what? Is a girl being chosen at a random. So you're just gonna say, okay, these are the rows for girls, and the total there is what? Is 50 there. So you have 50 girls there. So that's like something like 50 out of what? Out of 100. So this rationalized, this will give you 0.5. And again, guys, probability can be written as a fraction, a decimal, or percentage. Now, what you see here, it is what? A decimal. So now, calculate the probability that a learner chosen at random from this group has chosen science. So you have science here. Now, this is the what? The favorable outcome. The favorable outcome is what? Is science. So the probability of a learner choosing chosen at a random from this school has chosen science is gonna be what? The total or the number of favorable outcome there, which is what? The science. The number there is what? Is 35. Out of how many? Out of 100, which is what? The total number of outcome. So that's gonna give you 0.35 there. So now, are the events being a girl and choosing science independent? Whenever you're dealing with independent events, guys, so that's 1.1.3. So for 1.1.3, whenever you're dealing with independent events, guys, I'm just gonna write here. So whenever you have independent events, there is this golden rule that says that the probability of A and the probability of B is equals to the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B. This is only applicable whenever you have independent events. Once these are not the same or they are not equal, it means now the events are not independent, meaning they what? They are dependent. So it means the left hand side is equals to what? The right hand side. So since we are dealing with what? The probability of what? They said something that uh being a girl and choosing what? And choosing science. So be carefully there. Ways there, guys. This symbol that you see there, this is the intersection. So we'll go back there to our table and check the intersection of what? Of girls and what? And choosing science. So this is gonna be the probability of girl multiplied by the probability of what? Of science there. The probability of girls in science, you just go back to your diagram. So now we have to prove that the left hand side has to be the same as what? The right hand side. So we're just gonna start with what? Or you simply divide it like that and say, let me first deal with the part forward for the probability of girls in science. The probability of girls in science, you go there. This is what? This is girls. And where's science? This is science. So the intersection happens here. Remember, probability is what has to be expressed in ratio. The number of favorable outcome divided by the total number of what? Of outcome there. So it means that's gonna be what? 20 divided by 100. So it means this is 20 out of what? Out of 100. This is going to give you 0.2. And then this part, the probability of girls there and the probability of science. You come here, the probability of girls, this is the number of favorable outcome, which is what? 50. For what? For girls. Divided by what? The total number of what? Of outcomes. So now for the science is 35 divided by what? 100. Understand? This is the number of favorable outcome, divided by the total number of what? Of outcome there. So it means that's gonna be 50 all over 100 multiplied by 35 all over 100. So let's see what we have there. So 50 all over 100 multiplied by 35 all over 100. So this is 0.175. You can see that the probability of girls and choosing science is not the same as the probability of girls multiplied by what? The probability of science. So we can say, therefore, the probability of girls and choosing science is not the same as the probability of girl multiplied by the probability of what? Of science. So therefore, this tells you that they say justify if I'm to check again there. So you just say justify your answer. So you see, so they say justify your answer. It means now since the probability of girls in science is not the same as the probability of girls or the product of girls in science, then it means now the events are what? Are independent. So events of girls and science are what? Are not independent. If they're not independent, they're what? They are dependent. So they're not independent. The aim of study was to find out what language learners speak in their homes. The results are listed below. We have 22 that speaks Afrikaans, 24 English, 11 Siswati and Afrikaans, 5 that speaks all languages, 3 that speak only Afrikaans, 38 learners speak at least on the language. This is not specified, you can see. They speak at least on the language at their home. They are not specified. You see? So now, 18 speaks Siswat. They say in 2.1, determine the number of learners that do not speak any of the name the language at home. Guys, this is the tricky part. You're not gonna say 88. 88. They don't speak any of their or name the language. You are crazy. Because remember, the total has to be 45 learners. And 22 speaks Afrikaans. 24 speaks what? Speaks English. So think of that, guys. You see, you're not gonna say this is 38, the total. So you see the total subtract where the 38 learners speak at least on the language of their home. So 45 minus what? 38. And this will give you what? 7 what? Learners there. So that would be your answer. So now, if X learners speak English, Swazi, and not Afrikaans, draw a Venn diagram. Oh, okay. So a Venn diagram, you start with a square thing like this. Of course, guys, I'm not drawing to scale. So this is 2.1.2.2. So this is a Venn diagram. You start with a square like that. And then those cycles. Okay. So this is what we have. So they said that, hey, first, remember, let's first specify our Venn cycles diagram. Ne? So now, they say that we have Afrikaans. Let's first determine what the events that we have. We have Afrikaans, we have English, we have Siswati. So we have three events. So Afrikaans, English, Siswati. And again, the sample space or sample size is what is 45. That's 45. Always write that down, guys. So now they said something that let me change it to this one here. They say ex-learners speak English and Siswati and not Afrikaans. This part here is where you have what Afrikaans and Siswati. This part here is where all of them are included. English, Afrikaans, and what and Siswati. So be mindful of that. So now X speaks English and Siswati. So you're gonna place X here because this is English and what and Siswati part. Guys, are you hearing what I'm saying? Alright, thanks. So now that's X there. They said something. 22 speaks Afrikaans. Guys, don't be tempted to plug 22 there for Afrikaans. Wait, chill. In math, we do things step by step. 24 speaks what? Speak English. You're not gonna insert English there or 24 there as it is. 11 speaks Siswati and Afrikaans. Wait, guys, wait. 5 speaks all three. You see? Now, these are the real stuff. 5 speaks all three languages. 5, this one. Afrikaans, English, Siswati. You can see all of them. They speak what? They speak Siswati, English, and Afrikaans. So you're just gonna plug 5 there, and then go back to that one that I said. Hey, wait, no, where is it? This one. Where is it? This one here. I said wait. There's a Siswati and Afrikaans. Siswati and Afrikaans. So it is this one here. So now, look what's happening there. So now, that's 11. You're not going to plug 11 there. The summation of this, since it is the part of what of Afrikaans and Siswati, they have to give you what 11 that speaks Siswati and what in Afrikaans. So you're just going to say, all right, this is simple for me. I'm just going to say, all right, from 11 I subtract 5. I'm left with what? With 6. No? So it means 6 is here. So 6 plus 5 will give you what? 11 that speaks what? Afrikaans and what? And Siswati there. You see how you like deal with these guys step by step. So now we are done with this part. We are done with this part. Are we done with this part? All right. 3 speaks only Afrikaans. You see? 3 speaks only Afrikaans. You place it there. Ne? So we are done with this part. And then they said something. We have 7 learners that do not speak any of the names. So you place them outside. Since they don't or they are not part of what of the events there. They are outsiders. So you place them outside. So now let's remove that. 18 speaks Siswati. 18 speaks Siswati. You see, we are left with this part to complete this Siswati. So you say 18, subtract 6, subtract 5, subtract x. Why am I saying this? Because the sum of what? Focusing only on what? Guys, if you're focusing only here, will give you what? Only Siswati. So now the summation of everything there in what? In Siswati cycle, it has to give you what? 18 that speaks what? Siswati. You understand? So it means now, we're just gonna say, all right, this is what? This is going to be, let me check out my calculator. 18 minus 6 minus 5, that's 7. And then 7 minus x. So it means now, here you are gonna have what? 7 subtract x. You're done with this. You see, we are close, guys. We are close. So now, wait. So look at this. You have what? You have 22 that speaks Afrikaans. 22 speaks Afrikaans. Remember, it has to be what? It has to be these ones here. All of this has to give you what? 22 when you sum them. So you're just gonna say, this is easy for me. So let me use this one. So I'm just gonna say from 22 subtract the 3, subtract start with the bigger value, and then like that as like descending, and then 5 minus 3. So let's see, 22 subtract 6 subtract 5 subtract 3, so that's 8. So it means you have 8 there. So this is 8. Now you have how many? You have 8. You see, you're getting this right, guys. So now, see what you have there. We did with this part. Now we are left with what? With English. We have to fill here, guys. Make sure that you fill everything. Where there's intersection, you have to fill, guys. Where there's nothing, you have to fill if there are outsiders. Understand? So now, 24 speaks English. You deal with this like this. You say 24. What am I doing? Look what's happening there. You say 22, subtract what? Subtract, remember it's English, ne? From 22, subtract 8, subtract 5, subtract x. Why am I saying this? Because this overall total here has to give you what? Has to give you that 24 that they're talking about. You see? So you have to say, okay, that's, you see, look what's happening. I said 22, this has to be 24. So 24 minus 8 minus 5. You see, we have 11 minus x. So it means here we are going to put 11 minus x. And you are done, guys. You get those what? Those what? 4 marks. Full 4 marks, guys. That was easy. Easy. So, guys, we have to solve for x. To solve for x, this is the easy one. Easy marks, guys. Yeah? Easy marks. You just gotta say, okay, remember, everything here within your inside your Venn diagrams and outside the total has to give you what? 45. So summing everything, let's start with the Africans. So Africans, you have 3 plus 8 plus, look how I sum this, 8 plus 5 plus 6. You're done with Africans. Guys, since you're done with Africans, you're not gonna also include 8 for English. If you included that 8 within the Africans part, don't include it again. Just focus on English, what's left there. So you have what is left there. You have 11 minus x plus x. You are done. Focus on Siswat. Don't focus on what already we wrote it, we jotted down. Focus on what is left. What is left there? The 7 minus x. Don't forget about the outsider, guys. Plus 7. This has to give us what? This has to give us 45. Because the summation of this has to give us 45. So let me see. 3 plus 8 plus 5 plus 6 plus 11 plus 7 plus 7. I have 40. In this case, I have 47. This and this rationalize, and then you have minus x is equals to 45. So now, you take x to the right and then take this to the left. So it will be 47 minus 45. That will give you 2. So therefore, x is simply what? 2. And you are done, guys. And what? You are done, guys. You see how simple that is? Right. So now, what is the probability that a learner speaks only 2 of the 3 languages? Guys, this is easy. Look what's happening. You deal with this like this. They say, what is the probability that a learner speaks only 2 of the 3 languages? Only 2 of the 3 languages. Guys, once they say something like only 2 of the 3 languages, go where the intersection is. This is where the intersection is. You were talking about these ones here. What have I done there? You are focusing here. Let me see. So you're just gonna say this is 5, 6, and then what? The x. Why 5, 6, and then the x? The 5, 6, and then the x will give you what? Will give you this. Check. This 5 here include all of them. This 6 here include what? Include what is this? Include this part and then this part. They speak this Morena here, the 6th one, he speaks what? Afrikaans and what? And Siswat. This Morena here, he speaks what? English and what? And Siswat. You understand? And you also have to include this 5 here because this 5 is included everywhere, guys. So make sure you understand that. What is the probability that a learner speaks only 2 of the 3 languages at home? Only 2 of the 3 languages at home. So you're just gonna say 6 plus 5 plus what? Plus x. Understand? Don't make the mistake of saying is 6 plus what is this? The x alone, guys. you also have to include this Morena here because it's also part of those guys. Understand? So you're just gonna see the probability of what? Of two languages. So that's gonna be what the so thank you guys for reminding me. So it has to be what 6 X and 8. Why? He speaks Afrikaans, he speaks what? English. 6, he speaks Afrikaans, he speaks Siswati. X speaks English, he speaks what? Siswati. You see, two of the languages, not all of them. This Morena here, it was a mistake for including him. You see? So I'm not gonna include that Morena there. Evan, what's happening with this? I see something happen there, but then let's forget about that thing. So we're just gonna say, okay, this is 5 plus not 5. You see, again, we're including him. This is 8 plus 6 plus x, which is 2 all over 45. So 8 plus 6 plus 2 divided by 45. So our answer is to be 16 all over 45. You can leave it as a fraction. Let me see if I'm recording and my internet connection is well. Oh, given the probability of A is that, probability of B is that, C is that. What is the probability of A and C will happen simultaneously? The probability of A and C to happen simultaneous. Hmm, that's what is your answer, guys? The probability of A and C will happen simultaneously. Hmm, the answer is what? Is 0 there. Because why? Remember, for what is this? They're saying what is the probability that A and C will happen simultaneously? Ne? Like eventually they happen like together, like in one accord. Ne? So like that will never happen, guys. So that's 0. So the probability of A and what is this? And the C is gonna be what? 0 there. Ne? It's just 0. So it will not. It will not. So now, what is the probability that at least what is this? At least one of okay, at least one of A or B will take place. Okay, one or two will take place. Remember to find the probability that is responsible for what for the union. The union, remember something like this. We can find it as saying there is this golden rule says the probability of A and the probability of A and B is equals to the probability of what of A multiplied by the probability of B minus the probability of what of A not A yeah of A or B. Ne? You know this golden rule, guys. Ne? The probability of A and B is equals to the probability of it's A and B. And then I know you guys, you know this one. It says the probability of A or, and then here it says N. It's the same thing, guys, because you can take this to what to the left, it becomes what positive. You take this to the right, it becomes what negative. So it's the same thing. So this is when two events are what is it what is this? They are mutual exclusive, meaning they're not. This is why I said 0 here. These events, guys, the events that you have here, they are mutual exclusive. Mutual exclusive, meaning they cannot occur at the same time. You see, you cannot have the probability of A and the probability of C at the same time. And you cannot have the probability of A and B at the same time. So they are mutually exclusive. This is the formula of mutual exclusive. So I'm just going to answer that. Let me take it down. 3.1.2. So it has to be the probability of A and B is equals to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of what of A or B, A or B. So that's it there. And I said multiply here. This is the addition, not multiply. Multiply is only when you have independent events, guys. You add here, né? Please, you add. So now, to find the probability of A or B, just gonna say, okay, let's go back there. Remember, the probability of A and B cannot happen at the same time, so this is 0. The probability of A, you just go back there. Probability of A is simply 0.3, B is 0.43. So 0.3 plus 0.43 minus the probability of A or B. This is the one we are looking for. This is A or B. It's the same thing, guys. A or B. This union, this is called union. This is called intersection. You don't have intersection there, guys. You don't have intersection. That's why I said 0. So now, let's see. We take this to the left. It will be positive probability of A or B, which is equals to these ones here. So 0.4 plus 0.43, I have 0.73, 0.73. So this is your answer there. So now, we are done with those ones. So now contingency table, a group of 250 students. So that's it here. So that's the overall total, column total, row total, row total. So not gonna waste time there. So now they say a name is drawn randomly out of the group. What is the probability that the name drawn will be a girl and using to talk? Will be a girl and using to talk. So that's simple, né? They say a name is drawn randomly out of the group. What is the probability? Probability, I said, just to express by what? A ratio there. So probability of what? Of girl. Name the okay. A name is drawn randomly out of the group. What is the probability that the name drawn will be a girl, and what is this? Using TikTok. So girl and then what? TikTok. So I'm just gonna designate it like that. So it would be, this is girls and then overall total. So that's 05 into 250. So let me see, 105 divided by 250. So this is 0.42 there. So now that's the answer there, 0.42. So now the events of being a girl and using TikTok independent motivate your answer. Remember, I said when we are dealing with the independent events, so what is that? This is 3.2.2. So 3.2.2. So remember, when you are dealing with independent events, guys, I'm always gonna write it down in the independent events. Whenever you're dealing with independent events, this is the golden rule. The probability of A and the probability of B is equals to the probability of what? Of A multiplied by the probability of what? Of B. They said something that we should is the probability of a girl and using TikTok independent to each other. So it means, so I'm just gonna say T for here. So let me just say, should I say US, guys, for using TikTok? I mean UT using TikTok. I mean, I hope you understand that, ne? So I'm just saying, girls using TikTok, So, or should I say, let me just stick to TikTok. I hope you understand. I'm explaining. So this is the probability of girls and what and TikTok. So now this is gonna be the probability of what? Of girl multiplied by the probability of what? Of TikTok. So now, for these two events to be independent, they have to be equal. The probability of a girl and using TikTok has to be equal to the product of a probability of a girl and the probability of what? Of using TikTok. So first, again, we're just gonna divide like that. Let's find the probability of girl and using TikTok. Remember, this symbol here shows you what? Intersection. Go back to your what? To your table and find the intersection. Girls using TikTok. This is the intersection. You see, that's 105 divided by what? The overall, which is 250. So 105 divided by 250. So the answer is what? Answer was 0.42 there, so this is 0.42. So now let's find the probability of girls. So the probability of girls is just there. Favorable outcome 130 divided by what? By 250, and using TikTok is 173 divided by what? By 250 there. So 130 and 73. So 130 all over 250 multiplied by 173 all over 250. So let's see. So 180 all over 250 multiplied by 173 all over 250. So what I have here is something else. So this is 0.36, and it's not the same as that's 180. Okay, so it was 180, 173, 250. So you see, these two events are not what? Independent. So it means now, therefore, the probability of girls using TikTok and using TikTok is not the same as the probability of girls multiplied by the probability of what? Of TikTok. So therefore, events of using girls and using TikTok are not independent. No? So that's it there. Friend, blah, blah, blah. I just want to focus on this. The probability that the machine A only presses a 5 rand coin is X. And machine B only presses, the probability that B only presses 5 rand coin is this. Okay. And then they said both of machine presses 5 rand coin at the same time. So now this is intersection there. So if A and B are independent event, determine the values of X and Y. So guys, remember that whenever we're dealing with independent events, I said this is 4.1.1. For independent events, guys, it means the probability of what? The probability of the probability of A and B S is equals to what? The probability of A multiplied by the probability of what? Of B. This is the golden rule whenever you're dealing with what? With the independent events. So now the probability of A and B, you know that's what? That's 0.1 there. So you can say, okay, this is 0.1. The probability of A there would be what? Is just everything in A. So that's X plus what? 0.1. So this is gonna be X plus 0.1 multiplied by the probability of what? Of B is gonna be what? 0.1 plus 0.3 there. So 0.1 plus 0.3. So you have 0.1. This is gonna give you 0. Or X plus 0.1, and this is going to give you 0.4 there. So you left 0.4. You can divide both sides by 0.4. So this rationalize, you left X, which is equals to 0.1 all over 0.4 subtract 0.1. So let's see, 0.1 all over 0.4 subtract 0.1. This is 0.15 then. That's for X. We are done finding the X. So it means that for X is simply what? Is simply 0.50, or 15. So now we have to also find the Y there. Remember, to find the Y, we simply do what? Everything within this thing has to give us 1. That's the probability. No? Everything has to give you what? When you sum everything in probability, has to give you 1. Yes. No? So you're just gonna say, okay, let's do this. To find Y there, you're just gonna say, okay, this is to equals to 1 is the total. You have to sum everything. So I'm just gonna start with y and then plus what? Plus this part there, x plus 0.1, x plus 0.1 plus 0.1 plus 0.3. You know where this came from. So this is the b part there, focusing strictly on what? On b. So now let's see what we have. Remember, x is simply 0.15 or 0.15. So y is 1 is equals to y, then 0.15 plus 0.1 plus 0.1 plus 0.3. So I have something like 0.65. So let me confirm 0.50, 0.1, 0.1, 0.3. And then take this to what? To the left. So therefore, y will be what? Y is just going to be 1 minus that. So 1 minus the answer. So this is 0.35. And you are done, guys. So that's it there. I hope you're understanding, guys. You see, this one is easy. These ones. Yeah? These ones are easy, guys. Don't get this wrong. These ones are easy. So determine the probability that exactly one of the machine is pressing a 5 rand coin. Remember, all of them are pressing 5 rand coin. Yeah? The probability that A will press the probability that machine A only presses a 5 rand coin is what? Is simply X. B only presses for 5 rand coin is simply what? 0.3. So the probability is gonna be what? The probability of determine the probability that exactly one machine is pressing one coin. So we're just gonna say the probability of A or B, ne? A or B, either A or B. So that's gonna be what? The overall total. Remember, probability has to be what? You have to have like totals there. So, but remember, the total is just one, guys. Ne? It didn't say anything that the total is just one there. So it means here you don't need a fraction. Yeah, you don't need a fraction here. So you're just gonna say, okay, x we know it is 0.15. We calculated this value there. Here's the value, and then plus the 0.3. Remember, you should have, let me divide by 1 so that you know, guys, what you are doing. So this is 0.15 plus 0.3. Divide by the total. So 0.15 plus 0.3, the answer is simply 0.45. Let's take a look at the next question. So this is different from those ones there. So I'm just gonna make a space where here maybe. So this is 4.2, 4.2 point. Okay, let me just say 4.2 first. So now, Wilson takes a driver test. The probability that he will succeed on his first attempt is 3/7. For each attempt that he redoes the test, the probability of passing increases to what? 3.5. What is the probability that Wilson will succeed? Then after next, guys, you need to draw a tree diagram here. You see, this one you need to draw a tree diagram. So I'm just gonna say, okay, we have 3 attempts there because I saw 3 attempts. So it means the first attempt, just gonna name this the first attempt, the second attempt, the third attempt. Of course, I don't really need to also draw these things this side. Yeah, I don't really need those things because here we are not dealing with balls, blue balls or what, guys. Here we're just focusing on what strictly ability to succeed to what blah 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 blah. So just focus on one side. Succeed after two attempts, succeed after 3 attempts. You see? So just gonna start here. Wilson takes a driver test. The probability that he will succeed on his first attempt is 3/7. So you place it here. The probability, I'm just gonna say, of succeed is simply 3/7. So now, of not succeeding, I'm just gonna say not just like that. I'm just gonna say not. You know this complementary rule, guys. The probability of not A is simply 1 minus the probability of what? Of A. So now, to find not succeeding is just going to be what? 1 minus what? Succeeding, which is 3 over 7. So let's see. 1 minus succeeding, which is 3 over 7. So it means here we have what? 4 over 7. So this is first attempt, second attempt, third attempt. So now, okay, let me just, this is second attempt, the third attempt. Yeah. So now, let's go back there again. For each attempt that he redoes, the test probability, the probability of passing increases toward to 3 over 5. So that's succeeding. So it means now this is what? Now the probability increases toward to 3 over 5. So 3 over 5. Remember, this is succeeding, not succeeding, not succeeding. You see? So make sure you understand that. It's like if this side we have blue, this is red, blue, red, blue, red. Understand, guys? So now the probability of succeeding started here, and then it increased every time. By what? But it increased every time to 3 over 5. I think this was 3 over 7 there. Yes. So now the probability of not succeeding here is just what? Let me write it this nice. The probability of not succeeding is simply 1 minus succeeding, which is 3 over 5. So you simply say 1 minus 3 over 5 is simply 2 over 5. And then it will keep on like that. And then again, it will be like this here. I'll show you why. So this is 2 over 5 like that. It will be like that to maintain that 2 over 5 like that. Why? Because we told us, let's go back there. For each attempt that they redoes, the probability of passing increases to what? To 3 over what? Over 5. Increases to 3 over 5. So increases to 3 over 5, 3 over 5 like that. So now, for the first question, guys, that's like 4.2.1. For the first question, they say, what is the probability that Wilson will succeed after 2 attempts? The probability that he will succeed after 2 attempts, this is the first attempt, ne? First attempt, second attempt. This is, guys, make sure you understand this. This is first attempt, ne? First attempt, second attempt, succeeding, because that's what they say. What is the probability that Wilson will succeed after 2 attempts? First attempt, second attempt. So first attempt, they failed and then succeed. So it means you're just gonna multiply there. So you're just gonna say, okay, the probability of success is just gonna be what? Or you should say that let us be what? Succeed here. Or success. Is it success that I can succeed? Let's stick to succeed. So now the probability of succeed is just gonna be what? 4 over 7 multiplied by 2 over 5 multiplied by what? By 3 all over 5. So now 4 over 7 multiplied by 2 over 5 multiplied by 3 over 5. So the answer that I have here is simply 24 all over 175. So this is your answer. So now next question 4.2.2. I think this is the last one there. Determine the probability that Wilson will succeed after 3 attempts. After 3 attempts. First attempt failed, then succeed. Second attempt failed and then succeed. Third attempt failed like that. You understand? So wait. Determine the probability that Wilson will succeed after 3 attempts or succeed after 3 attempts. So just gonna say, okay, the first attempt is this one. The second attempt is this one. The third attempt is this one here. I think I made a mistake here. You see, they said after 2 attempts, now I went to 4 attempts, to 3 attempts, sorry. So this is first attempt, and then what is this? The first attempt and the second attempt. Remember, this was the first attempt, guys. The first attempt, the second attempt. Understand? Because this is what they told us here, that for each attempt he redoes, the test probability of passing increases to 3 over 5. So this is what they told the second attempt there. So it means now we're just gonna say 4, sorry for that, guys. 4 over 7 multiplied by what? By 3 all over 5. So this is the second attempt. Remember, this place is for what? For second attempt. So first attempt, second attempt, like that. So it is 3 over 5. Sorry, guys. 4 over 7 multiplied by 3 over 5. So the answer is simply 12 all over what? All over 3, 5. So the probability of succeeding, okay, let me just say succeed after 3 attempts is gonna be what? The first attempt, second attempt, the third attempt. So you see how you multiply, guys. I'm sorry for that. So that's 4 all over 7 multiplied by 2 all over 5 multiplied by 3 all over 5. You see, first attempt, second attempt, succeed. You see? So that's 4 over 7 multiplied by 2 over 5 multiplied by 3 over 5. So this is simply 24 all over 175. So that's it, guys. Free State, where are you? Do we have people from Free State here? You're welcome, guys. So now, given that the probability of A is that, probability of B is that, calculate the probability of A or B if A and B are mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive, guys, this is when the probability, this is the golden rule. Whenever you're dealing with, please write it down. Mutually exclusive, maybe you know the rule. The mutually exclusive says that, remember, mutually exclusive means that event cannot happen at the same time. I'm gonna show you where this lies. Let's say you have your Venn diagrams. You have the cycles like that. You see, this, let's say this is A and this is B. These two events, they are what? They are mutually exclusive because there is no what? Intersections. You see, they are mutually exclusive. Once you have intersection like this, the probability of A and B is not equals to 0 here. Can never be 0 because you have intersection. But here, once they are like this, where there's no intersection, the probability of A and B is what? Is 0. The A, not 0, is 0. Actually, is 0. Because there is no intersection. So now, whenever you're dealing with the mutual exclusive, the probability of A and the probability of B is simply the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A or B there, like that. A or B. Understand? A or B, like that. So this is what we are looking for. Or we could make it easy for ourselves and study like this. Since we are looking for probability of A or B, so we simply say the probability of A or B. So that's union says or you can simply write it like that, or like that. So it equals to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of what? Of A and what? And B. So now they're saying, if, guys, be very mindful. Listen to me. I said the mutually exclusive, this is when the events cannot happen at the same time. So they're telling you that if A and B, they cannot happen at the same time, it means this part is 0 because the probability of A and B is going to be 0. You see this symbol that you see here means what? It's always about intersection. So it means it's always about overlap. There is no overlap. If two events are mutually exclusive, there is no overlap. They're like this. It means now this part is going to be 0 here. Understand? So now the probability of A and B there So the probability of A you're given that's 0.4 plus 0.5 minus 0. So it means that part, okay, let me just write it like that. So the answer here is just gonna be what? So the probability of A or B, I said you can write it like this or that. So it's simply what? 0.4 plus 0.5. So it's simply 0.9. Like that you are done. Understand? So you simply sum like that. We're just gonna use this rule there. So now calculate the probability of A if A and B are independent. You see, now they're talking about being independent. So now, whenever you have events that are independent, guys, this is the golden rule. The probability of A and the probability of B is simply the probability of A multiplied by the probability of what? Of B. You see now, they want us to calculate this part there using this formula so that we can calculate what? That part there. So they're telling you, be mindful, guys. Read the question and understand what it wants or what the question is asking you. You see, be caution about the how the question is structured, guys. Understand? So now, don't rush into answering. Chill and listen to the question. You see, it's 3 marks, meaning you take 3 minutes to what to deal with these things. Everyone. So now calculate A or B there. So we're just gonna move with this calculator with this formula here. We are mathematicians here, né? So now this is what we are gonna do. It's 6.1.2. I'm just gonna answer it here. The rule is the probability of A or B. Remember, you can write it like that or like this, né? It's the same as the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of what of A and the what and the B. So since I use all, I have to make sure that here I use weights, guys. If you use something like this here, make sure that this side is this thing. Don't use this thing that side. We find you using another notation, guys. Please, you're mathematicians. How? So now this is what we're gonna do. So just gonna say, okay, remember this part. They said that events if A and B are independent. I told you that there is that golden rule. It's here. I wrote it here that the golden rule there. You see? So just gonna replace it, not that golden rule. I removed it. Is the probability of A and B being the probability of A multiplied by the probability of what? Of B. So this is the golden rule there. So I'm just gonna sub in there. So it means the probability of A or B is just gonna be what? The probability of A plus the probability of B minus the what? The probability of A multiplied by the probability of B. Remember that the probability of A and B is the same as the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B whenever you have what? Independent events, guys. Understand? So this is what I'm gonna do. The probability of A you are given and the probability of B you are given. So everything is easy and nothing is hard. So 0.4, 0.5. So 0.4 plus 0.5 minus 0.4 multiplied by 0.5. So let's see, 0.4 plus 0.5 minus 0.4 multiplied by 0.5. So the answer that I have is therefore the probability of A or B is simply 0.7. So 0.7 like that. So that's it. 0.4, 0.2 hours. Maybe this is gonna be it's gonna be 3 hours. I don't know, guys. So let's see. For Eastern Cape, are you here? You're welcome. So a survey was carried out among 210 people. That's the what? The sample size. That's what the sample size. Determine whether they prefer watching what the result. This is called the contingency table. You see here, they wrote it for you. Maybe one day they'll ask you the tables that you see above. What is the name? You don't even know, guys. You see, guys, this is contingency table. Is that so? Now this is remember I told you to find the overall columns. You simply sum this. Yeah. So now to find the B is simple. So B, you're just gonna say B is simply 72 plus 54. It will give us the total for what? For the column. For the columns, for what? For watch for those that watch soccer. So 62 plus 54. That's gonna be what? That's gonna be 126. And of course, guys, you could also find the B by saying this is the overall total. Remember, this one and this one has to give you this one. So you can say 210 subtract 84. You'll also get this number. You see? Thank me for teaching you that. So now for A is simple. For A, you have the overall total. You can simply say, or you can simply say from 120 subtract 72. So 120 subtract 72, since these two should give you what? 120 there. So 120 subtract 72, it's 48. And let me show you again that using this 84 subtract 36 will give you 48. So 84 subtract 36 is still 48. Everyone. So your A is just that thing, guys. There. So A is 48. Your B is 48. Like that. So A, therefore A is 48 and B is 126. Give the probability that uh, give the probability that and the individual chosen at random is a female preferring to watch soccer. Okay, female and watching soccer. Okay, individual chosen at the random is a female preferring to watch soccer. So it's the probability of female preferring to watch soccer. So just gonna say the probability of what? Of female and hey, don't write it like that. Just to be and what? And watching soccer. So that's gonna be, you see, once is 72 divided by the total. So the number of favorable outcome is what? Is 72, which is female watching soccer divided by what? The overall total, 210. Divided by 72 divided by 210. So I have 12 over 35. So I'm just gonna say 12 over 35. Or can simply say 0.34. So now let's take a look at the next question. Oh, okay. Are the events being made and watch Rabbi independent? Remember, independent events, guys. This is the probability. This is the golden rule. Probability of A and then the probability of B is equals to the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B. Always, guys. Once we have this case, the two events are what? Are independent. So we have to prove that the probability of being a male and watching Rabbi, are they independent? Understand? You feel me? All right. So we're just gonna say, right, the probability of what? Of male and, remember this is and. So and means intersection and what? And watching a Rabbi is equals to the probability of male multiplied by the probability of watching Rabbi. Remember, we always divide like that and then deal with the first part there. So now the probability of a male and watching Rabbi, you say male where the intersection happened. Remember this symbol here shows your intersection. So the intersection happens there. So that's like 36 all over 210. So let me just write it like this: 36 all over 210. This is equals to, or let me just say 36 all over 210 is equals to 36 divided by 210. I have 6 all over 35, guys. So now let's talk about this one here. Can you see that it's 6 over 35, guys? So the answer here is 6 over 35. Let me write it like 6 all over 35. So I hope you can see that. So now let's talk about this one. The probability of a male, you just go there. That's 90 all over the total, 210. Multiply by the probability of watching Rabbi, this is 84. Yeah, 84. So that's like 84 all over 210 there. I thought I missed something. Male and what is this? Watching rugby, so that's like 36. So now let's see what we have here. So we have 90 all over 210 multiplied by 84 all over 210. You see, this is also 6 all over 35. Finally. Finally, people from Eastern Cape, finally, they are independent. So is this means that therefore the probability of male and watching rugby is the same as the probability of male multiplied by the probability of watching rugby. Yeah? So therefore events being male and watch rugby are independent. Finally, independent. It's always gonna be 4 marks, guys. Ne? And you're gonna find it there when you write Friday. It's gonna be there. Telling you, this factorial thing is gonna be there. It's gonna be there, guys. You'll see them. I'm telling you. You see, there's a lot of marks, guys. 14, 13. You see, it's ranging. The range of probability, guys, is 13 to 15. That's the range. You'll never find it 9 marks. From 30 to 50, guys. That's the range. Take your calculator now and say 15 divided by 150 times 100. And tell me the percentage that you have there that you will have lost. Alrighty, guys. A password of a computer consists of 3 letters and 3 digits. 3 letters, 3 digits. Okay, copy that. So we are it's given there 3 letters, 3 digits. Right. So they're saying that in that order, all 10 digits and 26 letters. So 26 letters, guys. This is A from Z. Ne? Make sure that you know that you have 26 letters. When they are talking about cards, you know cards, you have 52, ne? Cards is 52. You have 52 cards. They won't give you guys if the question comes like this. Ne? If the question has to come like, guys, come on. So make sure you know that you have 52 cards, you have 26 letters, you have 5 vowels, you have 21 consonant. You see? Know those things, guys. Okay, right. Without repetition. Wow! What the hell? 10 digits, 26, blah, blah, blah. How many different passwords can be formed out of 10? Alright, let's see what we can do. Okay, guys. So now, remember, the password of a computer consists of 3 letters. So 1, 2, 3. And then digits 1, 2, 3. Okay? So now, how many different words can be formed without repetition? That's simple. This one, guys. Free 2 marks, guys. I'm telling you. Listen what they're saying. They said the first thing, yes, what they are, it goes. Yeah? Your digits, what is this? Your code, is it they're talking? Oh, the password. Your password, guys. It has to start with 3 letters. Yeah? As shown here. You see, that was just an example. So it has to start with 3 letters. So this is the code that you have there. Yeah? That's the code that you have there. So now it has to start with, oh, that's the password that you have there. So that was an example there. So now it has to start with 3 letters. So if you have to check, you have 26 letters. Without repetition means the first letter there, or the first slot, you could choose for like how many choices do you have to pick, or the probability, or not probability. Yeah, I can say the probability chances. Yeah, how many like chances or choices do you have from 26 letters for the first uh letter there, guys? You have 26. No? And again, since repetition is not allowed, you will have 25 for the what? For the second empty slot. And then 24 for the what? Third empty slot. And you are done, guys. You are done like that. Understand? But you won't get full marks if you stop here. You have to write everything there. So now, this is what you should do. Now we should focus on what the, the three digits. Let's say we have 10 digits. So now, for the first digit there, you have how many choices? You have 10 choices. For the second one, you have how many choices? You have 9 and then 8. You see how simple. Oni is making it simple. So 9 times 8. These things. 11 into 2. And then 3, 2, 0. And then 0, 0 like that. So this is the value that I got, guys. Let me confirm. 1, 1, 2. Make sure you are getting the same thing, guys. Don't just listen to me and not writing, guys. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So that you can even see, okay, I made mistakes here and then I managed to fix it, or I didn't fix it, or this is supposed to be this. So about, yeah, errors can happen, guys. So now, 7.22, calculate the probability that we are left with two questions, by the way. We are left with question 8 and 9. We are almost done, guys. No? We are almost done. Calculate the probability that the first letter of the word form is a vowel. A vowel. How many vowels do you have? A, E, and then what? I, then O, U. This is a vowel. A, E, I, O, and then U. Those are vowels. You have 5 vowels, guys. From the 26 letters, you have how many vowels? You have 5 vowels. So that's why I say you have to know how many vowels you have, guys. Calculate the probability. Vowels, remember, these are the letters that you can sound without closing your mouth. Yeah? Try that alone. You'll see that you won't close your mouth. So calculate the probability that the first letter of a password form is a vowel. Is a vowel. No? Is a vowel. Okay, remember. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 letters, 3 digits. Calculate the probability that the first letter of a password form is a vowel. How many choices do we have? If we have A, E, and then O, I, or let me just say U, and then like that, or U like that. You have how many choices or choices actually, or probability chances to choose from, guys? If you have something like this, you have how many? You have 5 choices because you have 5 vowels. So you can choose, we could choose O, for instance. So it means we have 5 choices there. Multiply by, you are done with that first part, but repetition is not allowed. So from 26 letters, subtract that. The first one that you choose, for example, we could choose A, that's a vowel. So you have how many? You have 25. And then multiply by 24. Understand? So now, the last digit of the password is a factor of 9. Factors of 9, guys, this is 1 multiplied by 9, 3 times 3. These are factors of 9. So it means we have 9, we have 1, and then 3 and 9 itself. These are factors of 9. Is it 0 from, okay, let me see. I'm just gonna, since they said it's 1 and then 3, there's, I'll assume this is 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. These are the factors of 9. 1, 3, and 9. So you have 3 choices. You see? This is how you answer. You have what? 3 choices, and then multiply. Repetition is not allowed. For the first empty slot, how many choices do you have? From 10, subtract 1. How many choices do you have? You have 9. The second one, you have how many? 8. So that's your answer, guys. but they said probability. Don't forget. So probability is just gonna be, so you're just gonna say probability proba. This is where this 4 marks is coming from. Probability. It's just gonna be this one, the favorable outcome, guys. 5 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 24. You, my voice, multiplied by 9. You need some milk. I will multiply by 3 all over the total there, which is what? This is the number of arrangement there. So always, so one, guys, can I tell you the secret? The secret is this to probability, or secret is this to math. Any math, whether engineering mathematics, whether what mathematics, guys. If it that thing is math, the secret is this. Always the first question, the first question. If you have a statement like this, the first question is leading you, guys. Ne? They don't wanna like give you marks, guys. They should have said hence calculate the probability. Hence, you are telling students to be to like refer back to what to the previous question. But in this case, they won't tell you hence. So this is the secret, guys. Ne? Always the first answer. You see, the first answer, that's the total. The first answer, you're going to use it for what? For your second question. It's like this, for instance. Mm, calculus. In calculus, in calculus, when you differentiate your first derivative like that, and then again they tell you, find the stationary point, find what, there is that question. If you're not given the graph, there is that question, it will say draw. You see, they won't tell you hence, but they say draw. So meaning when I have to, I'm gonna need that information to what? To help me what? Draw that graph. So you use that total that you have when there. Everyone, use that total that you have when there. So let me make sure that I got this right. How many digits that I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So 5 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 24 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 3 into 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 0, 0, 0. This is 3 over 2. And then you can approximate this, or just leave it like that, guys, because probability can be written as a fraction. So you see how many pages do we have here? 55 to 56. So you just left it only one, guys. Kwazulu Natal, are you here? You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Wish you all the best, all of you here. All of you who are under my voice. I wish you all the best. Not luck or good luck. It doesn't work like that. All the best, guys. All the best. I wish you all the success. God is with you. Know that, guys. You cannot study for nothing. Now I'm telling you, you cannot study for nothing. You cannot cross night for nothing. You cannot. It all gonna count out, guys, on Friday. Whether you're sleeping all day, whether you're sleeping all day. So it all counts, guys. Trust in the Lord always. A group of 40 students or people, that's the number of samples. N is simply 40. Guys, I won't waste time reading those things there. I don't like wasting time. No. You know that. So 3 people like traveling by all bus companies, what? 3 people like traveling by all buses companies. 7 people like to travel. No. The probability of random selected what? No. What? Let's go to the question T. Now we don't want to like wasting time. Use the given information to determine the value of A. Yeah, now we can go back. You see? We need A, we need that, we need that. So, but I saw something that they said 3 people like traveling by all buses company. So how many buses do we have? We have the Grand Bound, we have the Translucky, we have where's the other one? The L. What is this? Ilto, whatever, or Elto. Yeah, we have what? three bus companies there. So now three bus companies gonna fall here. This Murena here, the F Murena, you need this our bro here is the one that is going to take that thing here three. Understand? Because it's here, is here, is here. Understand? But this Morena is here and here, but it's not there. Understand? You got what I'm saying? You feel me? So that's three. So it means now you have F. Let's go and jot it down. They don't need F. They knew we're going to have. These people will not just give them free marks. You have to work for this. Okay, but it's fine. You have one here. So they say 7 people like to travel by just like an L2. Just like an L2. Guys, you're not gonna put 7 here. This is bonus strategy. You're not gonna put 7 here. You say 7. Subtract 3. It means you have 4. 4 plus 3, that's 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. So it means here you have what? You have 4. So let's go there. If we got A, so A is simply 4. You see how easy it is? Yeah. Guys, you won't fail, ne? You won't. Math is easy, guys. You see? Even though I won't take you through everything, but I'm telling you, if you stick to the basics, ne? It's just that I won't have time to like teach you everything. Because I'm also focused with my semester. It's a lot here, guys. It's a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot. So I have to focus with my semester. So here's the thing. You are working hard to get into varsity, and I'm working hard to stay in it and save my semester. So you see, even you, one day you'll be like that, guys. I'm telling you, you work hard to stay here. You work hard to get in. You have to work hard to stay in. So that's it. So, but math is easy, guys. Stick to the basics, ne? Stick to the basics. So now, let's see. We have A, we have F. Let's read that. Okay, I'm just gonna cross this thing. Let's use another color. Let's use this one. So this one we dealt with it. We dealt with it. 3 people did not like using any of the bus. It means that those ones belong outside. So G is 3. So we dealt with that. So you see, guys, if they are not falling to any of the events that you have there, put them outside. Not outside here, inside here, but not in those cycles. Understand? You see, this is the one challenging part. That 5 marks, I knew we have to like fight. We have to grind first, whine again. Guys, that is easy. Let me show you. The probability of a randomly selected person liking to travel by grain boundary, bound or and L2 is 2 over 5. That's simple. Remember, to calculate probability, we simply, where can I write this? Okay, I'm just gonna deal with them here so that all of you can see. So here you see the probability. Remember, probability. So it's simply what? It's simply the number of favorable, I'm just gonna say favorable outcome, like that, all over what is the total number of what? Of outcome. This is not October outcome, right, guys? So now, here's how probability works. This is the answer. It's like calculating and find that probability. The probability is 0.5. Are you gonna place it here, guys? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You're gonna place it here because that's your value for probability. So let's place it here. So it means it's gonna be what? 2 over 5 is equals to. The number here has to be what? Has to be the number of favorable outcome. So let's go, guys. Listen to me carefully, ne? This is how you get full marks. Listen to me carefully. The top part, which is the numerator, is the number of favorable outcome there. Your favorable outcome is what? Is the green bound and what? And the L2. So therefore, go back to your Venn diagram cycles there. You're gonna say, okay, this is L2 and what and grain bound. So it means we are talking about these peoples here. Understand? Not only this brother or our sister here. No, we're talking about these two people here because they both fall where L2 and what in green bound. You're not gonna focus on this translate guys for now because we're only talking about the probability of these two things here, these ones here, just for these two cycles. The naming the events, guys. Focus on events. That's why it has to be the number of favorable outcome. Your favorable outcome is what is L2 and grain bound. So now it's gonna be A plus what plus F. So you simply say A plus F. What is the denominator part? The denominator part is the total number of outcome. Let's go back up there. The total number of outcome is what is 40. So you simply say 40. You know, in math, you don't like wasting time. We have F already, which is what 3. Now we have, oh, that's B. And now I said A. So guys, I, I know you say what's happening there. So that's B and what and F there. So F is 3 there. So you know in math you don't like wasting time. We can treat this as a single unit. It means we're just gonna cross multiply like that. So when we cross multiply like that, you'll have what? When you cross multiply like that, you have 2 all over 3 multiplied by 40, which is equals to B plus 3. To find the B, take this to your left. So when you take that to your left, look what's happening. Now you will subtract, and this is equals to B. Let me take out my calculator and you yourself take out your calculator. Let's get this value. That's going to be 2 all over 5 multiplied by 40 minus 3. The B is simply what? 13 there. So it means you're going to say, all right, B is simply 13. So you come back and say B is equals to 13. Understand? You have B to be 13 there. So that was simple, guys. See what I wrote 3 there, and it's 5. So let me make sure that I also use 5 here. 2 all over 5 multiplied by 40 minus 3. That's like 18. So you're done with that part. We're just gonna move using we're just gonna solve everything using what? This formula here. It's like a puzzle, guys. Once you understand what's happening, everything becomes simple, right? So the probability of a randomly selected person liking to travel by grain bound and translate. You see, now we like stay away from this Morena for now. Let's forget about this Morena now. Ne? Let's pretend as if we are not seeing him Elto. Let's focus on what of and let's focus on what on trans, slikey, and grain bound. So this is the favorable outcome that we have is C plus what plus F. So it is C plus F. So just gonna say, all right, the probability you are given is simply 1. Okay, which one did I read? Okay, read this. I read this one. So it's 1 over 5, which is equals to, remember, S to be F plus C. Let's go back there. I said this one, the grain boundary. The favorable outcome is grain boundary and trust like. You see, I'm even teaching you those words. These are called the favorable outcome. Favorable outcome. It is what the C plus that. Yeah? Those one that falls within what the grain boundary, the gray not boundary, the gray bound and translike. Yeah? F and C. But look at something. You have the value of F, which is what 3. So you're just gonna go back there, replace. What is the total number of outcome? The total number of outcome is just the group of people there. That's the sample size, guys. So it is 40 there. You know, in math, we don't like wasting time. So what do? We simply say 1 all over 5 multiplied by 40. We treat this as a single unit. You cross multiply like that. When you cross multiply, you'll have 1 there. Understand? So it means you have 3 plus C. Take not C, take 3 to your left. Look what's happening there. You have minus 3 is equals to. Take out your calculator. Grab your calculator now. Let's punch this. Multiply by 4. Organize, are you here? All right. So that's 5. So we have 5 here. So it means C is 5. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Organize, are you here? What was that? C was 5, no? C was 5. So 5. C was 5. Tapelo, are you here? Are you listening? Are you listening to me? Precious, are you here? Are you here? Oh, they are here. So now let's see. Okay, look, we have how many marks so far, or how much have we gotten so far? We have AA, we have AP, C. That's like 3 marks. Rivers, are you here? Oh, he's here. He's here. So now we have C, which is 5, and then to find it, that's very simple, guys. Let's complete the statement there. They're telling us that now the probability of a randomly selected person. Remember, guys, this is our golden formula. Yeah, this is our golden what formula. So we're moving using this formula there. The probability that randomly selected person likely to travel by translikely only, just only. So it is this Morena here. You don't have to waste time. It is this Morena, the D Morena. Ah, look what's happening there. So it is this Morena, this D, our brother or our sister there. Yes, sir? It is what? The D part. So you simply say, all right, the probability is 1 over 10 you are given. This is equals to what? The favorable outcome is translikely, and if we have to check within the translikely, it is D there. Yeah, translikely only. They said something there. Let me go back. Go back. They said something. The probability of randomly selected likely to travel by translikely only. So it is what? It is that Morena, our brother, our sister there. This is D. So you see, that's D all over the total number, which is 40. We don't like wasting time, guys. We treat this as a single unit. Multiply that by 40 is equal to D. So let me see what I have there. 1 over 10 multiplied by 40. I have 4. So D is simply 4. So let's go back there. We have D now. D is 4. We have to find E. So now let me erase that. I hope you're writing down, guys. Another thing, guys, teach yourself speed. I need you to have speed when writing. In math, remember, stick to the basics. Stick to what? To the basics. I know that like, yeah, you can have anxiety of this exam, one, or by just seeing the question paper, how it is structured. Stick to the basic. No? Stick to the basic. Don't be terrified by those like numbers that you see there. Read the question and understand what's happening there. Everyone? So now let's look what's happening here. The total, oh, you want, where did I get that? The probability of randomly selected person likely to travel by a lot is likely to travel by a lot. This is a lot. Now, this is L. Remember, I already calculated B to be. I calculated B to be 13. So this is 13 there. So E. So to find E is simple, guys. To find E, it is simple. So remember, we are given that by a lot is just 13, so that's 13 over 20. That's the probability. Remember, here you should have what? Favorable outcome. So focus on a lot, since they're talking about a lot. So this is the a lot. Let's focus on a lot. What do we know about a lot? A lot, we have E, we have A as 4, we have B as what? 13, we have F as what? As 3. So it means our favorable outcome is what? Is E plus B plus A plus F divided by what? By 40. Is it 40? Yes, 40 is the total. So E is the one we are looking for. B, that is what? Is 13 plus 13. A is what? A is 4. F, it is 3. So plus 3. So now, guys, so tired. Treat this as a single unit. So that's 20. multiplied by 40. So I'm just going to subtract everything. Minus 13. You understand where this comes from? Minus 4. Make sure that you arrange them in descending order, so that you don't have negatives there, guys. You can't say 5 minus 10, guys. No, arrange them nicely, no? So minus 13 minus, look what's happening there. Minus 13 minus 4 minus 3. So E is 6, guys. Make sure that you have the same value there. So E is what? Is simply 6. So make sure you have everything, guys. I'm done with that thing there. So let's go back to the question. Yo, I'm tired. How many people like to travel by grain bound company? So that's very simple. So just gonna say, all right, they're not talking about the probability. So just gonna say, where's grain bound? Wait, is grain hound or bound? These people, you see that they're putting H now. Hey, but it's fine, guys. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah? So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to even raise that, because you know what's happening there. How many people like to travel by gray, bo- gray bound bus company? So you just sum everything there. Understand? So you sum everything in gray bound. So that's gonna be 18 plus B plus F plus C plus 2. So that's gonna be 13. Your B is, where is that? B is 13, guys. Where did I get that from? So this is B, so it is this part B, F, C, and then 2. So your B is 13, F is 3, C it is 5 here, so, and then plus 2. So 13 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2, 23. So that's like 23. So we have 23. So how many people? So 23 people. And that was like 2 marks, guys. 1 mark. Seems like it was not like a hard thing, nah? It was not a hard thing, guys. So let's take a look at the next one. I think that's the last one here. So guys, let's see. Alright. So we're left with like 20 minutes. Alright, let's see. Calculate the probability of randomly selected person likely to travel by only one bus. By only, calculate the probability. So I'm just gonna say probability of what? Of only one bus. So excuse yo. So calculate the probability of randomly selected person likely to travel by only one bus. So we are talking about these people here, guys. Don't be tempted, to say, because I saw them. They said something only, and they want to say, it's trans like. Guys, know what you're doing. Understand? Know what you're doing. And probability is a fraction. It has to, like, it's a ratio. Ratio is just the division of something something. So what you can do, so one bus, these people are the ones that travel by one bus, but these ones, you travel by this one, you see, this one doesn't know where it belongs. This one, you see, it doesn't know where it belongs. It's everywhere, here. These ones are the one that we want. They have to be in one position. Understand? They have to know what they are, what they are made of. Is it? So that's E plus what? Plus 2. I hope you understand where those come from. E plus what? This E, the 2. So plus 2. All over the total, which is 40. So the number of favorable outcome divided by what? The total number of outcome. So E, someone is seeing L, but that's E. So E is 6. D is 4. And then plus 2 all over 40. So 6 plus 4 plus 2, 40. 3/10. And we are done. You're going to pass, guys, ne? I'm telling you. Stick to the basics, ne? Stick to the basics. Know your study schedule, ne? So, ah, by now, you know what should you should start, guys. Is there still a timetable now telling you you should start it now? Ah, guys, nah. In my life, I've never used a study timetable, guys. I've never. I don't know how that thing works. I don't know how that thing works, guys. I've never in my life used a study timetable. I just start. Yeah. Whenever I feel like how you substitute, be careful how you write your things, be careful how you read the questions. Understand? Make sure you understand the question because it's easy to make mistakes. It's easy to lose marks, guys. And I don't want you to lose marks. You see, make sure you substitute carefully, make sure you differentiate correctly, make sure you identify the domain and the range correctly, the number pattern, finesse everything, guys. Yeah. So, guys, and that's it for our probability exam prediction. I hope this helps you feel confident and ready for your final exams. So, guys, just want to say shout out to my amazing students, Rivers, Tuani, Tapelo, Fortunate, Precious, and what are they? What are they? Oh, almost forgot them. What are they? So shout out to you, Organize, Tapelo, and who's this? Rochi. Shout out to you, Rochi. Shout out to you, Enough. Shout out to you, Kaviso. Shout out to you. And who's this one now? Mm. I think that will be it, guys. And of course, guys, to everyone else watching, I wish you all the best. Ne? I wish I could pray for you. So, but God knows. God knows you. God knows your heart. God knows your preparation. God knows exactly where you are right now. And God knows how the preparation is going. So, I wish you all the best. Stay active, be motivated, and remember one of the most important thing is to believe in yourself that you can do it. Yeah? So go out there and pass with flying colors. I wish you guys all the best and see you guys next time. And of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe,